Yo, what's going on? It's your boy King J, and I'm here with another Teach Me episode. I've been going through a lot of them. This month is going to be a lot of them, so stay tuned. We've got ASAP Marko here to teach you about Steve. I know Steve is a character that a lot of the people that are picking up the game are going to kind of struggle with, because I feel like he's got a lot of different stances, and I think he's a technical character. So don't have no fear. Marko is going to help you lot out. So Marko, without further ado, we're gonna talk about Steve, his key moves into stances, his grabs if he gets any OK, and how to fight against Steve. So yeah, Marko, man, tell me about his key moves without his stances.
Cool. So I'm not gonna talk about the stances, but just to make them make more sense, when I'm explaining this, because you're gonna do these moves without the stance transitions and not understand it. So most of the time, when you cancel some moves that can go into stances, they tend to recover faster. So whether it's into dark or whether it's into the two stances that you can do moves from, which is usually flicker or the or this move. How can I forget what this stance is called? Hey, what's this called again?
Ain't that peekaboo?
Yeah. That. So they usually recover faster. So obviously the key moves we have, everyone knows about his back one. He's got his frame high. Counter launcher, back one.
Yep.
So you'll be always looking to get this move to score this move on people, because it's good because it recovers so fast. It's got a big hitbox, so you'll catch a lot of moves that are quite evasive with it. But some people will always scout this move out and try crush it. So against Lily players, if they read that you're going to do it, they'll either step it left, which is possible against Steve. You can actually step this move left. It's hard, but you can do it. Or they'll try crush it with Matterhorn or something. People try to do wild stuff to on a hard read sometimes. They won't do it all the time, but they'll try and beat it with evasive moves, because some people struggle to, especially online, to with punishing. There's I'm not gonna lie, fighting Steve online and offline is completely different, because with punishing, this move, for example, is really hard. Moving on, we got also downfall 2. You'll try use this to beat some those, because if you think, for example, the Lily player is going to be doing pervasive moves all the time to try and beat your back one, what you'll do is you'll try and beat that with mid attacks. This is to stop people doing evasive moves around it, or stepping and mashing, because that's what some people do against back one. Rather than reacting to back one, they'll step and mash. So you can also kill that with downfall 2, which has got, you can pick up with the Gatling now in season 2, which is a bit harder. I don't know if we'll be able to do it on this past net connection. But yeah, he's got that. For quick counter hit string, he's got 1-2-1. This does big chunks and counter hit. Oh, yeah, that's my buttons himself. But yeah, this does a lot of damage or counter, and you can go into flicker, or you can go into speed. Or you got a mid follow up that you can make safe with a duck into duck cancel.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's got quite a good. This is really good. This is and the third hit is homing. A lot of people think that this is his jabs track, but it's not the jabs. You can step his 1-2, but then the third hit will clock you. So what some players will do is they'll step it and then they'll do a high crush and then beat the third hit with a high crush move. That's one way, because ducking launching it is really hard. So other moves without stance, the down forward one, you've got decent down forward one. It's not amazing. Just the hitbox isn't sick your typical down forward one character like Miguel or Shaheen. But it's got extensions from it now. This one knocks down a normal hit. If you want to walk forwards, I'll show it. So we've got the down forward 1-2-2. Walk forwards and second, and then you get 4-4-2. You can get the Gatling thing, but the spacing on this one's a bit weird to get the pick up from this.
Yeah.
But he's also got down forward 1-2-1, which is usually used for combos. But if people mash, the second hit will counter hit also, but you can interrupt it, or you can you can interrupt it, or you can duck it. So the second hit will counter hit, so mash into it. The second hit, you can get a combo. Yeah, there you go. But then also you can feign it, so you can also go into counters. But I'll talk about that later. But yeah, this is good because it's got different options from it that you can do. You can move, backdash, down for one jab, down for one, or do the extension. So that's why it's quite good. But also, It's got like another downfall one that you can actually use. You'll see like Doug from Paris do this quite often. Is maybe Fight Spirit sometimes. They'll go into like they'll do instant wall standing ones as pokes. Techniques to do it even faster. I'll talk about later. But yeah, this is like really good because it's got like a bigger hitbox than his downfall one. So this is quite important to like use this as a poke sometimes. And also if they counter hit, like you can kind of confirm this sometimes. Like, if you see them, if you do the downfall one, you see them do a move, you can counter hit confirm it. But it's like it's not an actual hit confirm. It's like a twitch confirm, which is like tighter than a hit confirm. But you'll see like the move come out before you actually like do the move, and then you confirm it. Right. So this is like quite important to do. You can also do other things like go to one box and one and do other mix-ups sometimes, but that's a bit risky sometimes. People mash you out if you do that on block. What else has he got? Without a stance, he's quite a simple character, and you got down 2-1, which you make safe, like I said earlier, with a transition into dark, and then you can cancel it, so that makes it safe. You can also delay it, throw people's time off, or you can just do it straight, or you can finish the string, which is risky because they can duck it, but you know, this is a safe low essentially. Like doing this, if they block the second hit and then you don't cancel and block, it's safe. So it's like, unless they low parry this, it's a safe low. So on wake up, so a lot of time on the end of round, you'll see Steve players, they'll like knock someone down, they'll do like, can you let me hit you? And like, oh, just a random combo. Yeah, so.
Do you want me to go on
Yeah, so at the end of rounds, you'll see people like do this on wake up because they like, most of the time if you time it correctly, they won't be able to low parry on wake up. So this is usually what people do at the end of rounds because you have to block it. It's just so safe though. You can mix it up with anything at the end of round, you know, down to one or whatever. So it also high crush is quite fast. I think it's like on the 6th frame or something. So it's a fast high crush. But five of those he's got down 1, which is minus 13, but and 0. So on hit is 0. So you, if they jab, it'll be this, I think. If they jab after. Yeah, it'll be it, but then you can also just like move and do stuff like back to sometimes. That's what some people do. But it depends on how their jab string is. It's a bit funny. But yeah, there you go. Sometimes that will happen. Like you see some C players do that, or they'll see them do weird gimmicks like this to be jabs, but it's kind of inconsistent. And full crash out for 1-beat jabs as well. But yeah, this is good low, and it's hard to backdash this. It's got like a really big range. So if you think you want to use down 2-1, that someone's backdashing, sometimes they can backdash this. So if they're end of the round and they haven't got a 13 frame, like a chunky 13 frame or standing Punisher, you can do this. If they backdash, a lot of the time it'll hit you. You probably see you play Jay sometimes, and I'll do this, and he'll be like, from there! Because it'll hit you from very far, like, it hits you from far. So, like, if you're worried, see, look, this will miss at this range, but this will hit. So, like, just, like, if you want to be safe and not whiffed, and you really want to kill them, but bear in mind, this has probably got less tracking, so they might step it, this, like, trade-offs. But, you know, they're similar in speed, but, yeah, you just need to think about that.
What about the stamp, this as well? Do you think this is a good
look? Oh yeah, this one, you have to be, this move is good because it's like, you know, you can, it's when you want to like, you know how Steve is like a momentum character offensively, like if he's like rushing you down and you're not really, and you've kind of got into your head, you can use this and like, kind of like really shut someone down. But yeah, it's really risky because it's got short range, so if they backdash in, the first hit will whiff, and then they'll just duck the higher second hit. And so usually you see people use it at the wall. On some floors, 4-8 stages, you'll get forward 4-2 or down back 3 again, and he'll launch you. But also he's got Oki off of this. Like if they get up, he gets a duck too. So stand up. Stand up.
Oh, why am I? I tried to get up. There we go.
Oh, it's a bit hard to time it.
I think it's because we're on Parsec, that's why.
Yeah, but stand up straight, yeah. That will usually like, it's like a gimmick. Yeah, it's hard to time it. There you go. That'll launch. Yeah, so that's like a gimmick that a lot some Steve players will do to you. Like, someone might do it to you in tournament, in pools or something to see if you know it or not. Because if you don't, then you get launched. But yeah, out of stance. What else is there? Jay, you're trying to. Oh yeah, while standing 2. This move is actually awesome. So you can actually use it defensively. So you can do weird things, like I said earlier, like dark cancel into it, or like just do it raw. This while standing 2 as well. That's alright. It's like a 14 frame counter hit launcher is pretty good. So I think it's quite important to use this because it's a mid as well. Like I said, you're gonna be using a lot of back ones, so people will be doing like moves that beat highs. So your 1-2-1 and back one, they're really like quick counter hit highs that will hurt quite a lot. So what people always do is they'll try to high cross you a lot, and that's when you do use down forward 2 and off center 2, and yeah, that's usually how it can be. You can also be it with stance attacks, but we can talk about that later on. Can't think of anything else. Jane, you think of anything else? Oh, this one. This move is awesome. At the wall. So this is like wall splats far. So like this is going to be like your staple move at the wall.
Whoa.
Go for it. Yeah. Trust me. It'll get you from far. Like it'll splat you from really far.
What is that? Quarter circle forward 1, yeah?
Yeah, it's called Rocket Blast. I think. Yeah, this move like you're going to be doing this at the wall all the time. Like, people can step it. So you need to be careful because what some people do is on wake up they'll step and like this, and then they'll whiff. Like they can step it to the left, I think, and it'll whiff. So you need to be careful about wake ups timing it properly. But you also want to hold it back and go into flicker, so then it makes it safe. If you don't, then it's like it's unsafe.
Right, that's what I was gonna ask you because I didn't know if it was safe or not. When I looked, I was like, that's -10, but then when you don't flicker, it's -3.
Yeah, because what a lot of people do is, another thing you'll be careful of against Steve is people will do this into like weave, so don't dick jab it. Like even some jabs, you need to be careful that you time your jab properly, otherwise you'll get blown off the wall and then this wall bounces and then you're not having a good time. So yeah, this interweave is quite a common strat that you see Steve do or on block. But yeah, this move is really good. Like the power mix up you'll see at the wall is it can get you quite far. Is this on wake up or this? That's what you'll see a lot. So that's quite scary, 50-50, especially on floor breaks because then he gets a juggle each way. So yeah, it's like really good. Can't think what else.
I think up forward 2 and this one.
Oh yeah. This one is like his his low crushing safe like low crush, but it's got really good range. It's like a good rounder ender as well. I actually forget to use this move quite often because it's got quite good range. But yeah, it's just like a safe low crushing. You can even use it as a poke, to be fair. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's kind of what it says, you know, -6 low crushing mid. It's good, it's decent, but I wouldn't rinse it because it's not that fast. You'll be doing other things like that back one. So yeah, it's decent. Also back to usually tend to use this bunch. We'll talk about that later. But high crushes, but they've nerfed it a bit in season 3, and now it's -14. So you need to be careful about that, and also my up forward 2. So against characters like Law, you want to be using these very sparingly. Like
up forward 2 is -14.
Yeah, it is, and this as well, but you're not ever going to use that. But yeah, these are -14. So
my gosh, I did not know that.
Against Geese, Steve, Steve and Rage against Geese. You know, anyone with 14 frame like launcher, yeah, like you need to be careful about using this. This is why I say most of the time, unless you've got a huge read, to be using this to like beat some of those. Like, I know some of those are faster than this, so you might want to low parry a lot with Steve. That's another thing. You want to low parry a lot, but downfall 2, yeah, like it would beat some of those. So. This as well. This is a good low crushing tool, but you know, like I was saying, you know, this -14. Oh, there's bare -14 pinch, -14 punishes in this game, and you'll just die and you'll be doing this shit, man. So yeah, you need to be careful about using this, but it's alright. Safe until you can use that.
That's cool.
So I can't think of anything else that's not a stance move, because this is technically a stance move, all this stuff.
Yeah.
All this weak stuff is technically stances. So. Yeah, he's quite simple actually. He's just more about learning Tekken and knowing when to use these moves, things like that, to make you good with Steve, to be fair. But yeah, if you want to talk about, I think that's the key moves. Is there anything I'm missing, Jay? Oh, full crouch down forward 1. This move is so good. But yeah, like it'll beat jabs as well. It beats highs. So this also as well. Like if you're doing things like duck cancels on space, you can do this. It's a really good move. And it's like -12. So that's also very, very, very important moves.
Damn, I think you said all of the key moves already, man. I think I'm excited for the next one. So the next one is key moves in stances. So You know,
we're gonna be here forever.
we might be here forever. I don't know, but I think the first things first is if you show me what are the moves that are in like what are his stances that you can do manually.
Okay, so
and just say the notation as well, so that we that everyone's clear.
Like technically, you could say his weaves and his ducks are like a stance because there's moves that you can do only from like those say stance from these states. So like when he's in duck, you have moves that you can only do in those stance. I'll just call it stances. It's easier. So there's only moves that you can do from like there. Like you wouldn't be able to just do this move like. You wouldn't be able. There's no input to just do this move by itself or this one. So yeah, he's got left weave 1-1. You'll typically see this for wall combo. Some people can switch confirm it. I wouldn't. I don't really go for it because the left. As you play Steve, you'll realize that the left weave isn't as evasive as the right weave. I mean, there's also character dependent things like you'll weave some moves or some characters one way or weave them another way. But for the most part, this is more evasive than this way. So. Yeah, typically you'll see Steve's go this way if they want to evade just general attacks. But yeah, he's got 3-1-1, which is left weave 1-1. This one's like a wall combo, so you'll be doing 3-1-1 into Sonic Fang most of the time for straight splat. That'll do the most damage. He's also got 3-1-2, which is like safe. It's like you can just throw it out sometimes and leave the match into it. It's safe anyway, so it's just fine.
Can you delay it?
Yeah, you can delay it.
Oh my gosh, that's nice.
So yeah, it's like a tool, and then you can also go into like albatross from that, which I'll be talking about later. So yeah, you can like fade and like chip them down and stuff, which is kind of what you do with Steve's offense. But there's a risk to it that you can like just get mashed out if you try to go into this and do something else. But yeah, from right weave, which is the more evasive stance, he's got the 3-1-2. Number 4 or 3-1-2, which is like the counting and launch in -13 and shoulder into launch. Okay. You've got quite a lot of time to confirm it. Don't know if it's actually like counting confirmable, but it's more like a Twitch confirm like I was speaking about earlier. If you see them doing the move before, you can confirm it and then press the 2. So when you see them, let's say you press 4 and then you see them do an attack while you're pressing the 4, you'll probably be able to confirm it, but you wouldn't be able to split all these hits and then do it because I don't think it'd be natural. On like maximum delay, it won't be natural. Yeah. So yeah, you also got 3 right weave.
Infamous.
2.
Infamous.
This one, this one used to this is what I was saying earlier. This is what the wall. Every Steve used to do this on block. This is like the tactic they always do. Like
so if you block this one.
Yeah, this one, and then they'll do this. Yeah, that's what they all do. That's what all Steves do.
Wait 1 second. Was wall bounce?
Yeah, didn't you know that wall bounces now in season 3?
I did not know.
Yeah, so like walk forwards a bit.
Wow.
Yeah, he's got 2 wall bounces. You can do this. Alright. It's a bit funny though because it's obviously he goes off axis. So like if I do it from here.
Oh yeah, it seems like it goes a bit off axis.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I'm out button binds. Whoops.
You can button bind. That's why I put you to player 1. You can change your buttons.
Oh yeah. I'm good. It's because it's just muscle memory.
Yeah.
Gonna mess up your buttons, yeah?
Yeah, no, that's cool. You can mess them up. Cool. Yeah.
So yeah, you'll do like. Oh, that's
is that the high splat one? Yeah?
That's the really high splat one. Yeah. But like, it's a bit funny to get this one. Like this one, I haven't really experimented with the wall combos from this because it's a bit funny. Most of the time I'll just do something safe, but like the super optimal stuff you'll see is like this into whatever. So yeah, it all bounces. So this one you need to be careful of this, especially like near the wall now. And it's -13. So this one you'd see you'd see this one more often from Steve players, but I'd say like experiment with different sides that you can weave because it's actually character specific. There's some things that you can weave this side and some things you can weave this side. So. I wouldn't say rinse it out because there is risk to doing this. Well, it's quite useful to go around some moves. Like there's some moves that you can kill that other characters really struggle to kill. Like if you get hit by, and you can also do it from crouch, so it's also useful. So for example, if you do like you're playing against Law and he does down back 3 on hit into down back 3. If you right weave and then go into Dark and then do Duck 2, you can actually launch him for doing down back 3 on hit into down back 3, which is like a quite cool thing to do. Yeah, so that's another cool thing with Steve. You can also link his weaves, which is like it's quite cool. That's how you see it in the Steve montages. They'll do like cool weaves and stuff and backsways and things like that. So that goes on. That goes on into Dark. So like from Dark, we also have quite a lot of counter hit tools. So we have the Dark one, which is safe, and then you get a full combo on counter hit. It's safe, so that's really good. What is it on? I think it's like -9.
Yep.
It's -7 actually, but yeah, this is quite a good check because I think you can step it maybe to the left. I think.
I'll try to the right. Oh, to the right.
To the left. It's to
your left. Oh yeah, to my left. Yeah.
Yeah. So and then this one will go the other way. So like this one also counter hit launches. It's a higher, but it's really fast. Like quite a cheap tactic that I see that like Full Squad does is he'll do like this, loop it, like because. I think if you do try to do down forward one after you block it. Yeah, there you go. You have to do a 12 frame mid to beat that. See, look, it's quite cheap. So this is like a good counter hit tool. It's good to just like sometimes check people with it, but I think you can actually step this the other way. So if you block it and then go right.
If I block it, then go right.
Yeah, there you go. So like this is like a 50-50. When you see people extended ducking, you can actually like you can also block. But or you can try to step either way. So that's one thing that you'll see like high level players do. They'll try to step this right or they'll step this left, the mid left.
So it's a mix up.
You see what I mean? Yeah, it's a mix up. Yeah. So yeah, we have we have dot 2. So like this one goes under high. So like you'll see people duck under Hadouken because it's evasive. So you'll go under this one. It's more of the dot 2 is more evasive than the dot 2 and the dot 1. He ducks down more, so you'll go under more heights with this move. You'll see people go under even Hadoukens, like fireballs, that are like off the air. You can go under them, and also you can like do it after transitions, like other stances where someone might try to jab you out of them. You can also quickly like dot 2 under it. So yeah, this one, but it's -14. So against like characters with like long range, like I said earlier, -14 punishers like Law, Geese, they'll be able to launch you and kill you for doing it. So I wouldn't just say throw it out. Like if you want to be safe, like maybe duck cancel into something else, or work a bit more. Don't just try to like just duck 2 and you'll probably die for it against like a -14, strong -14 character. So then that's it for like just the duck regular stance. So this one, the safe mid. Counter hit launcher that you can step to the left, and this one, the safe high that you can also loop into other things to mix up. That you can step to the right, and then this one is the -14 high crushing launcher. Also something cool. Wait, go towards the wall again. Is I forgot about this. On normal hit, this at the wall you'll get a combo. I forgot about that. So at the wall you could also just like go for that. I mean. I don't know why you do that wall when you could just do this, but I mean, if it happens to happen, just like take damage because it's a thing. So, yeah, and also he has regular dark, and which is this, which you can also cancel into that. You can go into full crouch, or he has extended dark, which you can also, which is when you hold forwards and press dark again, 3 or 4. So you just hold forwards and then just do 3 or 4 again from dark. And then from this, he's got also these moves have different properties than his regular dark version, but he's got like it's like EX versions basically. I think of it as like EX version. So he has extended dark 1, which you can step to the same way that you can step the regular dark 1 too. But this one, it has a knockdown, and this is like an infamous knockdown that you'll see with Steve. How is you can get the Gatling pick up, which you'll see like a lot of Steve's do like combo videos on it and stuff. Like it's got famous by the Japanese player Kawashiru. I think he did this in like Master Cup, and this is like famous combo that he did while it was back in.
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, so like this one, so it's basically like a safe mid launcher, but it's not safe against super high level players because they'll step left or something or try to parry it. But then you can also mix this up with the extended up forward 2, which on normal hit it will launch. So if you just walk forwards, on normal hit it will launch. It'll do the same stun or counter hit that this one does. So that's why I say it's like an EX version. But if they duck it also, which this was added to Tekken 7, he'll get a free stun. a free while standing 1-2. If you dot cancel and then do that, you have to time it though. You have to find the timing for cancelling your dot and then doing while standing 1-2. Or you can do like easy mode, just do another dot 4-2 and then just block it. And I'll do. Yeah, you get that free. At the wall also, you'll get this. It's a bit hard. You'll get it'll knock down, and then you'll get a while standing 1-1 into Sonic Bang. You'll get that at the wall. So on the floor breaks, you'll be able to do like that, and you'll get a floor break. On big characters, you'll be able to do while standing 1-1, 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, and then you get also a wall break if they're behind the wall. So if you can break the wall behind them and you're with a big character, you'll do like into this. I don't know if you want to pick a big character and I can show you. So if you want.
Yeah, you can, I guess. Yeah.
It's kind of.
You could have done simple select.
Yeah, but I want to change the stage just so I can show you.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's good.
Because this is actually like quite important because Steve's really good against big characters, so I think it's important to know this. To be honest, because he like murders big characters. You've probably seen it in it when I play against your Gigas. So you can get some really big combos on them. Like this one's also like, if you've got the execution, it's like really, it makes that 50-50 of the wall like really dangerous. Because it's either you step the mid or you parry the mid if you haven't got a universal punch parry or anything. Okay. Or you have to just take this mix where you just get launched either way, which is a bit shit. But yeah, against big characters, do this. It's a bit hard on this. Wait, just go on. Yeah. Oh my days. You want me to get hit by it?
Alright, my bad. Yeah,
if I can't do it after a couple tries, I'll just give up. But yeah, this is there you go, and then you get a full combo, and then you'll get whatever, etc., etc. So that's like really cool feature you can get on big characters. So yeah, this is his extended dock, and also of course you get extended dock too, and they'll just launch really high into the air. If you want to walk forwards, then I'll show it. So yeah, that you can walk really high in the air. So just realize that it's a bit different from the dock 2. So if you launch them, they're from different heights, and you have to do a slightly different combo or just time it a bit different. So yeah, like extended dock, just so you can like remember it. So you've got regular dock, and you've got the 3 moves from dock. These 3 moves, and also you've got Gatling. Gatling is no different in extended dock. It's usually just used in combos. But the 3 you're going to use in neutral are dock 1, dock 2, and dock 2. And then the EX version, like the extended dock, is just when you press dock again, and it's like a EX version of the moves, and just try to remember those. But yeah, that was it. I think that's it for dark. Now he's also got. Should I talk about flicker? So
yeah,
flicker is when you do back 3+4, and you can go to flicker from other attacks, for example, back 1, or like 1-2-1. You can go to flicker, and if you do this, you'll notice that attacks actually like they recover quicker than they would if you don't go into flicker. It's like a cancel basically. It's like he cancels his recovery into flicker and then he recovers quicker. So for example, if you see 1-2-1, regular no transition is -3. If you hold back into flicker, it's -1. It's even quicker. It's even quicker than going into albatross. So flicker is like always the quickest transition. And from here, he's got flicker jabs. This stance got really buffed in season 3. So in season 3, in season 2, this used to not like do anything on counter. He just used to knock down, and it was like a 0 or something. But now,
I was gonna try keep shot, but my button's in there.
Yeah, counter launches, so you get this on counter hit. So this is also a tactic. When I was talking about earlier, is like, you know how people have like evasive moves, right? And you'll try to beat it out with this. Like for example, like, I'll jab, yeah, and then you do quarter circle forward too. You know the swiping low. Yeah, so like you wouldn't. It's risky for me to do this, to do up 4-2, because if you just block, and I do up 4-2, you get a big punish on me in it. So what I could do is I could just do down 4-2 and counter you, right?
Yeah.
You could also do. I don't actually, because this one is slow. You'll have that issue, but like in neutral, for example, not for situations like this, I might think, like, let's say I'm fainting in your face, right? In super high level play, this is what you'll see. You'll see people like dash and then like do nothing, and then they'll do this and it'll counter hit, and you'll be like, why did he get counter hit by like an I-18 mid attack? But it's because of the timing of this. It's a different timing of this, and also in certain situations, for example, off the back 1-2, if you do this and they mash a button, because this is so plus on hit, this will actually like counter hit them because it's a bit slower. It's like a timing thing, but it does so much damage as well. So this in situations you'll use rather than this if you want to just change the timing up and counter hit them. Because this happens to me when I play against Steve players, is that like you expect them to come in and do like a quick move, but they'll walk up to you and then go into flicker and then do this, and because of the timing, it'll throw you off. You press a button and you'll get counter hit. So this is actually a really good move. I know a lot of people were like, well, it's not that good, but like trust me, in tournament when people are doing this to you, is like, and the situation's kind of weird afterwards. It's inconspicuous. So this is a really good attack now in flickering. From Flicker, which they buffed, and also he's got Flicker 1112, which is now safe. It used to launch. It used to be launch on block, but this one is like in Flicker now you can really harass people because I know Flicker jabs, they're like not even like the threat of them is that like, okay, if I do this, I'm minus. I'm really minus. But let's say I do this and then I do that, so it doesn't jail if I delay it. So if I just do this, I could just do this and just do nothing, and then you'll press a button, and I could probably like move afterwards and make it whiff because it pushes back. It's not like you're in my face after this. Like I can move after these flicker jabs, and you press a button and whiff, and then I'll just whiff punch you with something else like this or raise drive or something. So it's like you can harass people a lot and make them like have to just deal with this, because now he's got a lot of options from this that are safe. So if you do like just this into nothing, or this 1-1 into nothing, or 1-1-2, then it's safe. It knocks down. So if you just want to walk forwards and then eat third hit, yeah, see, look, that knocks down. That will do a lot of damage. You'll get a guaranteed hit. Boom.
Is that guaranteed?
Like, no, it isn't. The only one that's guaranteed on counter hit, which is actually really good, which I stole from Knee, is this one. This is natural counter hit. So if you get clocked with the 1-2, this one I think Steve players need to use this more. Is flicker 1-2. It's safe now. So if you just like, you can literally just walk up to someone, just do manual flicker, just do this, just check them. It's like a check because it's high mid anyway. This is a really good string sequence to just do. It's safe anyway. It's natural counter hit. It's naturally counter hit combo. So like if they get hit by that one on counter hit, boom, it's guaranteed. So this one is really good. He's also got flicker 1 down 1. The second hit will counter hit launch. So if you want to move, and I'll show how it screws. Instant screws. Oh, it doesn't spin. Then you get a combo. Yeah.
Okay.
This used to knock down, then you get down to 1, but they changed it in season 3, so you get an instant screw.
Isn't that what you use in combos as well?
Yeah, it'll be a screw attack combo. So yeah, he has that. And if you want to mix this up with something else, because obviously if you delay this, they can dock it, but you can't actually dock it if you just do it straight away. Like, so like, just stand there and try dock the second hit. It jails. Yeah, see, there you go. But if I delay it, there you go. But then if I delay it, I can do that, or I could just do this, or just do this into that. So yeah, it's like a timing based thing. It's like playing Steve is a bit like whack-a-mole. It's like the mix-up isn't low or mid. It's like whether they're going to press a button. That's what Doc said. It's quite true. It's not mix-up of you just do these to annoy people into pressing buttons, but the mix-up is are they going to press a button or not. So yeah. Also flicker. What else has he got? Oh, the flicker back 2. This was made safe in season 3. In season 2, it was -10. So at the wall, for example, you do this. Whoops. You do this, and you'd be unsafe because it has pushback on block. But now it's entirely safe. But a strat that you can do against this, for example, Jay, is block this and then jab, and then when you see the power crush, like just start and launch me. So like a tactic people would do is oops. A tactic against like the people who use this a lot is like after moves on block they'll do power crush, but you can actually beat this with a jab, and then you can see your jab get absorbed, and then you can duck it. So this beats a lot of the flow chart. So if you do this and then duck and then launch me. Yeah, there you go.
We gotta save this for the how to fight against, because
this is like pretty important to say, because this is what move like the people use a lot. This is usually typically how it's used because that's what I'm saying. Because if you're going to play Steve and this is going to happen to you, you'll do this move, and because it's like it's a higher power crush, he pauses when he gets hit, and then people will absorb your stuff and then fucking that's what parry it, or they'll duck it, and then you just have to be like, that's why you have to be careful. But what this is good for is manual flicker actually moves back. Can you see this? It's like a backdash. You can see this. It's like he moves back quite a lot. You'll see a lot of Steve players do this. Like if you watch Hyde a lot, he'll do this a lot. Full Squad is starting to do this. Who else does this? Nee does it. Fighting Spirit, he does it as well. So like, if you're like this range, right, you can flicker, and then if they press a button, you get that, and then 4-4-2, right? So like, I don't know, I'll jab, and then you can try to retaliate.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. Oh, his jabs are probably too long range. But yeah, those jabs are probably too long range. But in a lot of situations, like you can just do this and make it whiff, and then whiff punch with this. So that's another useful thing for manual flicker. Manual flicker got really useful in season 3 of just going into flicker because it's got an auto block. You can block in this stance, and also you can just do down back and block loads as well. So this is why this stance is like just doing manually flicker is like really good because you've also got the option of counting launching them from a very far range, or with punishing with back 2 into 4-4-2, which is a lot of damage, or harassing them with his jabs into like potential counting launches, or just chipping away at them with mids. So yeah, it's really good stance now. It's got buffed quite a lot, so you're going to see more of it in tournament play whenever we get to see Steve in the tournament. But yeah, it's a lot more useful in this iteration of Steve than it used to just be about combos. Like you used to just mainly use it for combos. I can't think of anything else. Oh, he's also got a grab from this stance, but it's not very good because it's kind of like.
Is it the Albatross? We still need to talk about Albatross and Peekaboo. I think those are the two last ones.
He's got a grab from this. I've actually forgotten how to do it because I've never do it. But yeah, he's got a grab from this. It's not very good though.
This is not the shove, is it?
No, it's like a
suplex.
No, it's not. Yeah, but it's not. I don't actually remember the input because I never do the attacks. So he's got a grab from this. Oh, it's down 1+2. There you go. Yeah, he's got a grab. And then if they get up, you get that, but we'll talk about that later. So yeah, I think that's it for. Also, an interesting tip, which for combos is if you do flicker and then you hold back and then press 3+4, you have to pause it a bit. But if you hold back, you can go into Albatross. So this is like something you use for combos that you'll typically use. So like if you do flicker 1-1 or flicker 1 and then Albatross, any jabs you hold back, you can go into Albatross. So that's like really useful for combos. You'll see that quite often. Team players will do this as like their screw end or something. It does a lot of wall carry as well. So yeah, I think that's it for flicker stance. Yeah.
Cool, man. Peekaboo.
Peekaboo. Okay, cool. So Peekaboo is 3+4, 3+4. He has an auto block in this stance. You can also go into it from other attacks, like similar to his flicker. So you can do it off the 1-2-1, but you can't do it off the back 1. But you can do it off the back 1 down 2. You can also go into it off that, which you'll see like low high does this a lot. He does this string quite a lot, and then go into peek. So from here he's got like this stance. To be honest, against some players you'll see they're very passive towards it. The tactic a lot of people do is like if they're shut down like near a wall, they'll try to down jab it because this into like this. The only frame trap you can do really from this is this into 1-2, but this is a high. So what you'll see people do is they'll know that and they'll down jab. So after this, down jab.
Alright, go on there again.
Yeah, so that's the tactic a lot of people use against it. But to beat that, you can do things like up forward 1, and also manually tap down back and then okay. But just quickly, we'll go through the moves. So he has this stance also got buffed in season 3. This used to just like knock down on counter hit the 3rd hit. So if you want to just mash into the last hit, I'll show the counting launches. So this is pad 1-2-1. The last hit is -13, and the last hit will counter hit launch. So you can harass with this and then like just throw the last hit out and get a counter launch. it's really good because it does quite a lot of damage. And it's only minus 13.
Nice.
So yeah. So these are like the common moves that you want to be using are down forward, down 1, which is the same move as full crash down forward 1 +2 on hit, minus 12 beats jab, so it goes under highs, and it tracks like really well. So you can't really step this. So in this stance, if people are stepping it, and you want to beat the steps. You're going to be doing down 1 or 2, which is the sabaki, so jab into it. Yeah, or it counter launches as well. I was going to say that as well. Okay, you need to. Yeah, it's a bit funny the windows like. Yeah, there you go, the sabaki. Yeah, that's the sabaki, and then you get like guaranteed down 1 afterwards, but you have to sidestep and do down 1. Down 1 +2. So yeah, he's got the sabaki and the down 1 and to beat stepping. But as you can see, these are all like, and this tracks pretty well, but you can actually step this. So that's like the tactic that people will do to beat stepping is they'll do these and this and this. But I think you can actually step this to his left. But Marduk's kind of started.
Do you want me to go to left?
Yeah, go to left. But Marduk's kind of fat, so but yeah, you can see if you had a smaller character, you could go there. You could avoid it. So yeah, the way to beat people sidestepping is 2 and down 1. But then if you're seeing that they're gonna just try to like beat that with evasive moves like maybe like Lars' up forward 3, it'll beat the high and it will also beat the low. What you can do is mids, which is the important mid string that you're gonna be using, is down forward 1. So you can do down forward 1. This tracks to his left or right. I can't remember which way it goes. After this,
that'll be to his left, right?
Yeah, because I'm trying to think. People with good characters, like when I played against Steffi Black, he was stepping this move. Like people with good characters that got good steps, like Dragunov, Kazumi. Trying to think, like characters with really good movement. Like they'll try to step this
Lily.
because if they step it. Yeah, Lily. They'll try to step it because like a lot of people say don't step Steve, but you should actually step Steve. And like when they step it, they're gonna get a big reward. Whereas I'm getting just the string. And if they step and they don't press a button, they can still block. But yeah, you can step this a certain way. I forget which way, like off the top of my head, because like people don't often step against me, so I tend to forget. But yeah, this is going to be like the general like mix up. You'll do the mid, and then also from the mid, you have down forward 1-1, down forward 1-1, 2-1, which you can also delay quite a lot. You can't delay after the third hit, but you can delay like the second hit and then the third hit, and then after that you just have to do it. But I think it's natural the second hit count hits, and it's minus 13. But an interesting thing about this move is the third hit is minus 13, and I think the fourth hit is minus 13. So if you block the third hit, just try to punish it, and then just try to punish the last hit because it gels. So you aren't going to get hit and try to punish the third hit by the fourth hit. But this is like a you can check with this, but the down forward 1-1 is minus 10. Then also you've got the threat of the last 2 hits. That will happen obviously if you try to interrupt and punish it, and you get the gimmicks go like early, like duck 2 if you try to stand up. Okay. But it's also got the safe high, but you can also duck the second hit.
How do you do that one?
Down forward 1-2.
Okay.
Yeah, but you can duck and launch it when doing it. But he gets like a guaranteed mini combo, so if you're just gonna get hit by it, you get that. If you get that, and you can also kind of like confirm it. It's like quite delayable, and it'll still be natural.
What is that? What is that free hit move? By the way, say the notation.
Free hit, which one?
The one that you did to pick up for the combo. You done the down.
It's 1+2 too. So this is his 15 frame Punisher. That after this knockdown, you also get a guarantee, and sometimes you'll get water splat, and you can get a mini combo and stuff.
Okay.
So cool. yeah, this is pretty good. And also on bigs, if you have rage, this launches, so you'll get that into like a turn of rage on. You get this.
Damn.
Yeah, so this launches on big characters. Like I said, Steve's really good against big characters, so you actually get a full combo. So.
Damn, that's mad.
Yeah, it's really good. And next to the wall as well, like you get combos like that. It's kind of finicky, but yeah, you can also potentially combo it when the wall is. Yeah, there you go. So they do that with flip over and you get down one into stuff. Well, the same with this. Down forward, yeah, get that. When the wall is to his left, because they flip over into the wall and then you just pick them up. So also he's got like, if you think they're gonna string you out, but this is like really like gimmicky because it's so slow. You can do down two counter hit launches. You can do it. It's not a great move. You can throw people off sometimes. I'm not gonna lie. Like if you want to be unpredictable, maybe, and you feel like you're in the opponent's head and they're mashing a lot, they're panicking, and you want to like just like kind of like get in their head. You can do it, counter launch them. But I'd say don't make this like part of this little arsenal because it's like so slow. You can just low parry on the reaction. And also he's got forward two. Oh, this is like an important tool. So like after I do this, can you like down jab? I think it should be it. Yeah, there you go. Did you try to down jab? Yeah, so this beats down jabs, and then you get rage drive after, and you get a combo also. So after this, this is like a -13, but it's got loads of pushback. But like characters like Armor King can shoulder it. But this is like another option that can beat like backdashing. You can check backdashes with it. Sometimes you'll hit people's backdash if they're because a good tactic towards peekaboo is you can backdash a lot of this stuff. If you just keep moving backwards, and you can eventually launch him. Especially with a character like Marduk. You'll see players like John, they'll just backdash peekaboo because they'll just end up whiffing a lot, and then you down forward one, they'll die. So what you can do is you can chase it down with this. So because it's got long horizontal range, you'll hit them if they're trying to backdash sometimes. Because the down back input of the backdash cancel. Yeah. And people backdash hit them sometimes, innit? You hit them with this. So yeah, it's good for that, but also its tracking isn't great. So if you step to the right, I think step after this and try step up.
Where should I step to your?
Step to your right.
Okay.
So after this, yeah, there you go. It's got really bad. But that's a trade-off. Everything in Tekken's got a trade-off. If I think you're going to backdash, I'll forward two. If I think you're going to step, I'll do something else. I'll do this or this. That's just a trade-off. That's just the way Tekken is. Yeah. But if you think that's just an option, and you also get a mini combo. So get hit by this. Get hit by the 4-2, and then you get that. It's kind of tricky to do. You just waffles again. Yeah, it's kind of tricky, especially on that. There you go. So the trick to do this is I'm just going to teach you now because it's quite easy. So you do hold forwards, and then when you're holding forwards, you can cancel peekaboo with forward 3+4. And then in the same motion, just slide it down forward and then do Sonic Fang, which is down forward 1+2. So you'll do 4-2, forward 3+4, down forward 1+2, and then you get your mini combo. You just have to time it. The timing is quite weird because you have to time it quite later than you'd expect. And you can also do the same with Rage Drive. So you're cancelling peekaboo into Rage Drive or Sonic Fang. So just keep practicing it. It's a bit harder with Rage Drive for some reason. I feel like time is a bit harder. But you can get it down if you just keep practicing it. But yeah, this is like quite important because it's quite a chunky bit of damage, you know, if you're missing out, if you're doing that. And also a funny gimmick is you can actually do duck cancels. Don't try to wake up. If you don't try to wake up, but you hold forward here, you get that. Cool. So, and I don't think they can punish it if there's tech. So, he's got options from that also. But this you can also interrupt or sidestep the second hit. So you can test your opponent's knowledge, but it's very risky to do this. The follow-up is just pad forward 2-1. So yeah, you can interrupt that with I think maybe like a 14 frame. Do like down forward 1, see if it interrupts.
One more time.
You can even do that. Like just launch it for doing this. So yeah, that I would say that's stringing is trash. Don't do it. What else is from here? He's got his back swing blow, but it's -14 and it wall bounces. So that's his wall bounce. It's quite trash. And I think that's why they gave him the weave wall bounce because this one was just like it's kind of like if you hit someone with this, it's like you went for a wild hard read. So basically, it's -14 as well. So like I said, a lot of characters got chunky 14 frame punishes, you'll just kill them for doing this. So just don't do it, really, unless you're like feeling yourself.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's also got his peekaboo grab. This is like a really good grab. It's faster than your average grab. It's at 11 frames, and it's got like I don't know if it's actually got a smaller break window, but a lot of people say that it's like harder to break.
Nah, it's definitely tight. It's definitely tight, man. That one.
But this one is like a really good grab. Good damage. Yeah, and it's got good tracking. I think people struggle to step this. And you can also do it after down one. So down one into grab. That's quite a good like trap. They can't mash out of it. Or a lot of people might try to like do evasive moves like Matterhorn, his stance. So there is a risk to it, but because they expect you to keep doing this or to do that, and they'll try to crush it. So there's a risk to doing it, but you can also do it instantly. So like I said, his manual stance is really good. So just practice going into stances and doing these moves instantly, because this move is so like his grab is so fast. People won't expect you to just run up and just like do this because it's so quick. So yeah. Is there anything else I'm missing from Peekaboo? Like,
I think
you can cancel it. Also, Peekaboo, you can cancel it down back. Like Flicker, you can cancel it down back, or you can cancel Peekaboo forward 3+4. So you can also do funny things like cancel it and instantly do up attacks. So you could do like this at the wall if you wanted to into Rocket Blaster, like instantly. Yeah, that's just a cool like trick you can do. Like, and if you do a move instantly, I think it's about perfectly. It's like about 1 frame, so it's quite a fast cancel. So I think that is everything from. Oh, it's got down forward to this. This move is okay. It used to have a bigger hitbox in Tekken 6 and Tag 2. It's -10, but if you want to be like safe after example while running 2, I should have spoke about this move in key moves. I forgot about it. How can I forget about this? While running 2 last night. So after this, you get like a power mix, especially at the wall. So if you go your insta while running 2s down, while running 2s down, you can just keep doing it. People it's quite toxic. But if they move, they can eat other attacks.
Someone in the chat said, did they speak about Sonic Fang? I feel like we touched on it, but we didn't touch on it properly though.
Probably, yeah, but it's more like a Punisher though, isn't it?
That's what I was thinking. It's not really something to...
Yeah. I didn't want to talk about, like, you're not going to be walking around just doing Sonic Fang unless, like, I don't know, like, you're just doing it. I mean, I don't know if we have a section for Rage, but I can talk about its Rage Drive later on.
Yeah,
but yeah,
later.
But yeah, after While Running 2, it's like plus... Okay, so I should have spoke about this move earlier. While Running 2, you really need to, like, it's good to get what While Running 2s down because you can loop it over and over again, especially at the wall. I'm not very good at it because I'm trash. But yeah, you can just keep doing it. So it was +9, so it's really plus. People can still backdash attacks. So if you're doing down like 3-2 afterwards, you can get backdashed quite often. But yeah, for example, what was I even speaking about? I forgot. So yeah, after While Running 2, especially at the wall, if they're just not backdashing it and they're taking the mix up after this like this. If you want to save launching option that's a mid, you can do this. Like, or on Wake Up, if you think they're going to duck and you want to be a bit safe and you want to launch them, you can just do this. But apart from that, it's really hard to implement this because if people are just moving, it will whiff because it's just got a really like bad hitbox. Like it's got a really small hitbox. So if someone's just naturally moving, they don't even have to try force you to whiff. It'll just kind of whiff.
Yeah.
So yeah. So yeah, like this move, but it's good for that, I guess. I mean, it's probably better against Marduk because he's got a big hitbox that lurches a bit forwards. But see, it wouldn't hit. It wouldn't. They wouldn't. Another characters at that range, they wouldn't block here. It would just whiff. So yeah, I think that's it for Peekaboo. Is there anything I'm missing, Jay? I think that's everything.
I think
and he also up forward 1, up forward 2. You can do up forward attacks from it as well. So
I think the only thing we're missing now from the key moves and stance is Albatross.
Albatross,
okay. Yeah, I don't know much about it.
Albatross is quite straightforward. He's got normal Albatross, which he's got a mid, a low, or he can go into Peekaboo. So you can just keep doing this, and you can also do this from back turn. So sometimes Steves will end up back turn towards opponents, and they'll just Albatross away from you. I think Nin did that against Rick in like Tekken 6 in like the final.
Oh yeah.
I remember that. You just kept doing this, and you can run away from them. So Albatross is usually used in combos. So like a lot of combos you'll see Steve players do is instant flicker jabs. Or back 1, flicker jab 1, and then hold back, and then you do Albatross into Albatross 2. That's like a common Steve combo. But you can also check people with this. But the thing is that the wall is that people, like, let's say you're here, for example, Jay. You're like, what would you do in this situation, right? Where we are now, you'd want to sidestep, innit?
Yep, to my right.
So like, if I was to do this,
I
think it doesn't track to that direction. So if you just step like. Wait, why is it?
Right.
So after I jab, sidestep. Wait, whoops, sorry. Yeah, so like it'll whiff. So like this is the risk of using this move out of the wall. You can use it out of the wall, but you have to know that if the wall is to their left, they're actually gonna go right, and then this will whiff, and then you get launched, and then you lose the wall, you eat a bunch of damage. So it's not great. Like to use for that like situation. You'd rather just use this.
Yeah.
So or dash up in the face and pressure them. So Albatross, like, and then in neutral, people will naturally just be moving and sidestepping anyway. So it's quite often that this will whiff. This is okay, but you can step it in the other direction, I think, and like. I don't know. It's just like it's all right, but people tend to like see this and like low parry because they think you're just going to be cheeky and try and load them. The one that does hurt, but you can actually fuzzy guard this, and like high level players will try to fuzzy guard it. Is this one? Yeah, on wake up, it's really hard. It's quite scary. Yeah. So low is like quite safe. So if you block it, yeah, it's only -12. And this is safe, so it does so much damage, like because at the wall you get this, and it's just like it's bare toxic.
You don't want to duck as well against the wall because you don't want to get knocked down.
Yeah, if you're like if you can't fuzzy this, like I'm not gonna lie, people say it's fuzzy, but fuzzy in here, if you fuck up the fuzzy, also I saw again. Yeah. You mess up the fuzzy, bro, you're eating that, and then you're like, it's just a bad situation. Like you're eating bare damage. Like if he hits you with this, bam, like hey, eat it. Get hit by it. Look how much damage that does on the wall splatter. Yep. And then you eat this, and then it's just like, oh my days, half your bar's gone. Like, move.
I'd rather take the low. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, exactly. And then like that's the thing. He knocks you down, and even that situation's bad. If you stand up, you can get launched in your back.
Yeah.
So yeah, this one is probably on wake up. You could go for this. It's probably a bit more usable than the regular ones. I'd keep these ones the combos, or if like. Or if you want to be cheeky and quickly close out around or whatever, or the wall is to their, if the wall is to their right, you could use this.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Albatross, it's okay. But another common like thing that you can see Steve's do is that they'll maybe do flicker jabs into this, into pressure. Because I think if you try to interrupt this, okay, on hit, I think.
Oh, on hit.
Yeah, if you on hit, I think it will like.
Oh, go on.
Whoops. Yeah, there you go. If they try to like see you spinning and then it's just kind of gimmicky in it. It's just like it's kind of gimmicky. You can get mashed out for doing this. I wouldn't really teach people to do this, but you can close down space with it. You can also just close down space with manual, like peek if you want, but you can't block while you're doing it. It's not like other stances. It doesn't have a what you call it,
like a parry or something.
It doesn't have a manual block. Like it doesn't have a manual block because into these stances you've got the sabaki. In this you've got like you can actually punch parry from this. You can't do that in this stance, so it's like if they're knocked down and you want to close down space, you could do it, I guess. But yeah, it's more for combos to be honest, or if you want to close down space and go into peekaboo and pressure them a bit more. Yeah, that's really it. Really, that's something with the stance really that I can think about. It's not really a tool you want to use too much because you have better options.
I think you taught a lot about the key moves and stances and key moves in general. I think you definitely explained yourself very well. I think the next step now is for us to just go into grabs. So we're gonna have a look at the grabs now. So he has grabs in stance, he has grabs without stance. So yeah, just teach me the stuff that he has in terms of the grabs.
Okay, the grabs. So Steve. He is not really like a grappler character, but like because he's been in the game for a while, you'll see this trend in this game's design is that characters that have been in the game for a while just naturally accumulate more like grabs than like the newer characters. But he's got his regular grab, so he's got his regular one grab, but you don't really get Oki from this because they're far away. He's also got his 2 grab. This one you have Oki from, so if they stand up, I think you get like if you have rage, you get rage drive. It's kind of weird to time this. Like you can't mash it out, otherwise it just doesn't do anything. So you actually have to like learn the timing, but yeah, it's a bit. It's a bit hard to do it on this. But if they stand up, yeah, you get that. Did you try to block?
I can't block it. I'm trying to get up.
Okay, cool, yeah, you get that. He has a quarter circle back too. This one you'll see Steve's quite do often. The Oki from this is really good. It's the same situation. So if they stand up, rage drive.
Is it quarter circle forward or quarter circle back?
Quarter circle back.
Okay.
Yeah, so you get this.
Oh, yeah.
And then rage drive if they stand up. Or you can just do regular Sonic Fang. So you mix that with that or down 1+2 when you do this grab. So that's like the mix up. He also has a forward 1+2 grab from neutral. Same situation. If you stand up, rage drive. or Sonic Bang, or down 1+2. That's the mix-up. So, but the timing on this one's a bit tighter for some reason. Like it's like he recovers a bit later, so it's like you have to be a bit more tight with your timing, and you can't really mash it out. Like otherwise you just get that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Here's me mashing it out. Oh,
you got it then, yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't Rage Driver, that was just Sonic Fang. But, you get Sonic Fang if they stand up. So those are his ones that you can do out of stance. So the Oki on this one's not great. But a funny thing is actually come towards the wall. Come towards the wall, Jay. This one's a weird situational one, but like I think if his wait, hold on, don't walk towards me. Let me get back on you.
Okay.
I think my back has to be. Wait, I forgot what way it goes. Oh, let's just check. Bang, bang, bang. Okay, it's weird. It's like if the that wall breaks. So if you somehow walk towards someone, it'll probably be like, let's say you're like this angle, right, and they do a move and you step it, and you're in their back and you grab them. He'll splat them into the wall, and it'll splat, then you get a combo. So that's also good to like know. So like, if you want to get like maximum damage of a situation where you're like somehow at their back and you grab their back, and then you'll punch them into the wall. But it's kind of weird to set up because he punches them to the side. That's just good to know. So that's just an interesting thing about his back grab. But I think that's all of his grabs that he has from neutral stance. I don't know if he has a side throw because I've never. This is like a weird thing. Like you'd never see. Oh yeah, he does have a side throw. I don't actually know the Oki with this. Is probably similar. So I never actually side throw people. So. Yeah, he's got one side throw, I think. But, it looks like the Oki is very similar with that, but I'm not sure. But yeah, so from Flicker, he's got 1+2 grab. The tracking on this is not very good. It feels like people can like move away from this grab quite easily. I think it's the same situation as his other grabs, to be honest. Rage Drive or that 1+2, or Sonic Fang as they get up. So yeah, this is like if you've been harassing them with flicker jabs or whatever, like this, you could grab them. I suppose it's an option. Yeah. But it's not a great grab because it's not really got like amazing tracking. It's kind of a weird grab. Yeah, he's got that. He's got the one we spoke about earlier, the 11 frame, quicker than most regular grabs. 11 frames.
I think take off the regen as well, because I think they people will probably see different.
I don't think it does more damage. Then.
Yeah.
So this one is this is the 10 count or something. Yeah, it does 45 damage. Yeah, I don't think the Oki is that great off of that. Yeah, that's just a side throw. That wouldn't. So you do this from Peekaboo. This is Peekaboo 1+2. I don't think he really gets any Oki off of this. It's just more the fact that it's a good grab that you'll do it, not for the Oki. Yeah. So yeah, 11 frames harder to break than a typical one. But it's not his best throw. I think his best throw, everyone knows about, that you rob everyone with, is this one, the backsway one. I didn't speak about backsway, but backsway's got backsway 1, which is safe, and it will knock down on counter hit. And he's got backsway 2, but this is like a popping off move, but it's just kind of like a very tight edge, but it's like a popping off move. Or like when you string power crushes with high ones, you'll string with this and then go into backsway and then do this. But from backsway, he's got this, so straight on, as you can see, it's like +10. But from the side, so just it's plus. It changes. It's like in season 2, he could only get in season 1, he didn't have black 1/2 this string. He didn't wall splat, so you used to have to most of the time settle for this because how this string works is how this throw works is that it's like he throws them. And it's like their recovery is like based on how like far into this animation he throws them, like they hit the wall. So if you throw them and they hit the wall really early on in like the animation, he gets less plus frames, and then you'll get less attacks, obviously like less powerful attacks because more powerful attacks in this game are slower. But then if you throw them to the side, it's like they recover a bit slower, so you have more plus frames because Steve recovers quicker. This is all a bit mind-boggling, but how it works is to the side you'll get one down back 1/2, or if you throw them to your back, you'll get also forward 1, 3. That's free damage. Like as soon as they hit the wall, boom, you get that. So I think this is like a really good grab.
I think you need to be closer to the wall. Try to be closer to the wall.
Yeah, Marduk's hitbox is mad as well.
Yeah,
But yeah,
there
you
we go.
get that. This is just good to know. The back 1-2 does more damage than quarter circle forward 1. So most of the time, you always just want to do back 1-2, like instead of quarter circle forward 1 now, because even if you're at a situation where you have less plus frames, because this is slower than back 1-2, you don't want to mess it up and they block it because you misinterpreted how many plus frames you have. You just want to do back 1-2 because it's 13 frames, whereas this is like 16. Just do back 1-2, more damage, quicker, so you can do it in more situations. Just get in the habit of doing it. But there's actually like some really cheap stuff you can get with this grab. If you're in rage, you actually get a free rage. I don't know why he's grabbing it back to him, but yeah, that is like a combo in rage. So it's like really like cheap. It's like if you have like 1 HP for example, and you grab it, it's like that is basically unskilled rage. So you just combo it. It's like so much damage if you don't break it. And it's this funny thing about this grab is, it's actually got a smaller break window than your regular grab. I think it's like what, like 14 frame break window. Isn't it like
It's very tight. It's very tight.
Ridiculous. It's tighter than your average grab, and you can actually hide it. Like this is top secret tech here. You can actually hide it in a weave. So what people could do is like if they wake up, let's say I knock you down, right? I could weave and then just grab you. Like, so how you do this, right? Is you do weave and then immediately do back 3 or 4. So you do it like this is technically this is the input you're doing. That's what you're doing. That's the input, but you're just doing it at a certain time. So you weave, and then while he's weaving, back 1, 2. See, look, he's just immediately doing it. He's just immediately grabbing. It's like you're cancelling the back sway with the grab. Because what you can do with Steve's weaves is you can do it into back sway or the duck. So you can go weave duck or weave back sway. But if you immediately do the grab, it's like he just cancels it and you can just hide it. So they'll think maybe he's going to do this, or maybe he's just going to do like this, or he's going to do this or do that. But really, it's like, no, I grabbed you, and then you're grabbed. And you just have to break the grab, but it's really tight. So like, yeah, this is like, but it's kind of hard to set up because he weaves away. So if someone's just moving around, like you do this, they might just make this whiff. So what I'd say is do this on wake up, because they're going to be scared of the mid on wake up anyway. So yeah, it's just, that's like secret tech. It's like it's kind of dirty, like it's because it's hard to break, because most of the time people see you do this at the wall and then they'll start mashing 1+2. So if you hide it, it's like they actually just have to actually testing the actual reaction. It's not just like, oh, like you bashed 1+2 and you broke it. If you get what I mean.
100%. Is that all the throws then? Yeah.
I
think that's it.
I think so. Yeah, I don't think he has any more grabs. Yeah, like the main ones people are going to be seeing is like the 2-1, because the Oki's so good.
Yeah.
And they'll mix that up with maybe this sometimes. And they won't really do generic grabs, because generic grabs are like they're just like you break with 1 or 2 in this game. People will just break probably 2 against Steve all the time anyway. So you'll see them do like this or this, and yeah, you'll see people do that. That was his back grab. But yeah, you'll see when he's not in stance, those are the 2 ones you have to worry about. When he's in stance, obviously he's got a flicker down 1+2. I spoke about this earlier, but it's not very good because like he moves backwards when he's in flicker anyway, so he'll like whiff because you'll move back and then you try to grab and then it whiffs and then you just look stupid. So this one's not great. You're not going to see that one very often, but if they're at the wall and you pressure them, you could do it. But yeah, like I said earlier, you're not going to be using that one. So the main ones is this one. Stand up. Yeah, this one. Whoops. This one. The 2 in neutral stance, and then you'll see this one, which is the peekaboo 1+2 grab. You'll see that one too, and then you'll see this one, often the backsway one. Yeah, those are the 4 main grabs you can see from Steve players. They might do the other ones often, but those are the ones that like are actually like worth your time, like the ones you actually should be doing, like harassing people with. So yeah, I think that's it for his grabs.
Alright, cool, man. Thank you very much for that, man. I think last but not least, I do want to ask, how do you fight against Steve? So like, there's a couple tips, not to leave it for so long, or talk about it for so long, just a couple tips on like how to, deal against Steve and his pressure.
Okay, so I think you should probably change to Steve as well, just so I can like
okay, no worries.
Explain it a bit better. So against Steve, right? As he's a boxer, in boxing matches, people most of the time, they don't go flailing in like crazy. You wouldn't in a real boxing, you wouldn't just start doing this, right? So a boxer wouldn't counter a boxer by going, "Oh yeah, man, let's just run in." And back. It's the same thing in this game. You don't beat Steve by running in and boxing man up. He'll outbox you, fam. He'll start 1-2-1 in you, back 1 in you, down 4-2 in you, and he'll have a field day. So against Steve, for goodness sake, don't mash. Place your buttons. Move around. Make him whip. I know this sounds hard because I'm not gonna lie. Fighting against Steve online, the advice I'm gonna give online, and everyone's playing online Tekken right now, it doesn't really work. So like, the advice I'll give is like, if you're gonna go offline, what you want to do against Steve, right, is you want to when he's not in stance, step to the left, and offline you can see back one and you can whiff punish it, and it doesn't actually track to his left. Like at close range, it will. So like jab and do back one.
Oh, sorry.
Jab and back one. Wait, hold on. I'm next to the walls. Hold back though.
Okay.
Afterwards, yeah. At close range it does, but it's a bit hard. Wait, hold on. Do it. Don't jab dash in and do it. You have to like do it. That's like a common thing Steve's will do. Is like there's like a weird range. It's hard to like explain in practice mode because it's hard to like recreate it. But like it's something that happens naturally in a match. You'll like actually make it just whiff by just stepping left. Like it's hard to do it after blocked attacks and stuff. But in matches, Steve's often won't frame trap back one. If they're frame trapping back one, they're not really doing it properly. They'll do it in neutral. So like, you want to just move left, and it will naturally just like whiff. And then you want to whiff punish it. That's offline. Online, you're probably better off like reading his timing, but that's like a different story. That's like really risky because if you mash one preemptively, thinking he's going to whiff back one, you could die. But that is an option you could have, but I wouldn't recommend. I'd just say just whip pick it. Play passively. So against Steve, right? His lows like aren't really like they're not scary. Like you don't really need to duck against Steve. Like it's not like a character like Kazuya where you're having this mix up where you're moving left or you're ducking.
Yeah.
Against Steve, the mix up is, are they going to press a button? When I'm playing as a Steve player, I'm thinking, when is this guy going to press a button? So I'm doing these like low damage attacks that are like just poking you down. Like this is like what, like not that much damage, right? You know, this is just harassing you. If you're breaking the grabs, he's not really getting big damage on you. But the big damage comes when he starts like getting like back one and all these other attacks. Like that's when the damage comes in. So to get these attacks on you, he needs to read your timing. So be unpredictable with your timing. And also just move, like, you need to use your movement against Steve, because a lot of Steves, they will be the ones that will be button happy, and they'll probably whiff a lot and do stuff like wake up back one, wake up 1-2-1, flipping. And they'll take liberties with their offense, yeah? A lot of Steve's offense, like from stances, like, is either you can crush it, so it's like high, like a lot of Steves will do this into back one, that's like, is high, because this is 0, they'll do like this or something. Like you can crush a lot of it, or you can, like he doesn't get a lot from it if you're just playing passive. Like he has to work a lot if you're passive. So yeah, against like a Steve, it's just being passive, using your movement, moving around. Because like against characters like Miguel, Lily, for example, they can make his stuff whiff a lot and punish him for it.
Yeah.
So that's when Steve struggles. When he gets punished really hard for just trying to do little things like 1-2-1, like you can step the 2 hits and then launch it, like, with like characters with good steps. But yeah, it's like with bigger characters, it's maybe a bit harder because you can't move as much. That's why they struggle probably more against Steve, because he can just he can bully them more and things like that. But then I'd just say, just play the player like it's Tekken. You can beat the player, try and read their minds. You know, it's just Tekken. Like that's the way it is. But like, that's the general rule against Steve. Like that's all I'll give you. And when he's in stances, like when he's in peekaboo and you're in the open, don't take the low mid unless you're gonna die. Or he's taking proper liberties and just doing this all the time. It's very predictable. Like, it's a pattern to the way he's doing it. Like, maybe he's doing this, and then doing this twice, and then doing that. Like there's a clear pattern to it. Don't duck. Move. Like, move backwards. Find out what way is this one track. Can you carry it to step it? If you can, step it. Launch him. If he's doing it in a pattern. So, like, a lot of mediocre Steve players will have patterns because a lot of his stuff goes into like stances and it's complicated, and maybe they'll learn like maybe a string of attacks that they've learned because they learned, oh, this goes into this, and let me just do this into something else, and like they haven't got a full grasp of like his stance count. So like if their offense is like very predictable, you'll realize that Steve, a lot of it is actually not like frame traps. It's not like other characters where like a lot of his strings, like Fat Cran for example, where a lot of his strings you actually have to like guess. You don't really have to. A lot of it is like he's taking liberties really, and especially like common ones where he goes into like flicker and then he does like flicker jab. You can actually just check him with jabs and stuff. So yeah, I don't know. How do you approach Steve J? Like you play against Steve quite often. That's how I play passively and I try to read what the opponent's doing, and also characters with like evasive attacks. Also, like they can catch Steve out.
Yeah.
What did you say, Bob?
I think Bob is a very good character. Characters like Bob, Feng, those type of characters that have evasive type of options. So like Bob's down 4-2. It seems to like be a lot of like Steve stuff. Not everything, but a lot of Steve stuff. Like if he's transitioning into stances and stuff, I'll just do down 4-2, and some of the stuff it will work. It's only when the moves are not done on hit. So like if you do a move and you transition, I'll just do down 4-2.
Yeah, like if I'm doing this and then I do flicker jab and you do like an evasive launching move, this maybe some of these moves like Bob's down for 2. It goes on the highs, but it's safe. So if you just check me with that, you get a lot of damage and it's safe. If I'm taking libbies, like if I'm just mashing a lot, like this, and I'm just mashing loads, like really, if you get hit by that string, right? If you get hit by this, it's not that much damage, rather than if like let's say I did this right into this, this is like minus like a lot on block, and then I'm just mashing even more. I'm minus a lot on block, but if I hit you, I don't get as much damage if you like mashed me out of it, or if you like interrupted it or something, like or did like a safe check. But the thing is like that's where like the play is. That's why I said there's a mix up, because I could do this and then delay it and then do that, and then it wouldn't jail and you get hit. But I don't know, like it's like a lot of evasive like Feng, like Village said in chat, Cat used to do really well against Steve, because Magic 4 characters as well, you realise that a lot of this stuff, like I was saying, if they're mashing off the stuff on blocking moves, most of the time it's liberties, but they're taking liberties, like they're taking what they should be getting, they're not class. So this into this, you can actually Magic 4 him out of that, like this. After this on block, you can get Magic forward. So like, Cat used to be good against him because she had that option, she could Magic 4 him, or you could just jab him, see the power crush, dark, like we showed earlier. So yeah, a lot of this stuff is like, if they're just mashing a lot and they're not changing their timing, they're actually taking like more than they should be getting. Steve is a character where it's like at high level you'll realize they're actually doing less things, but they're placing it more. So like you'll see Steve in season 2, right? He was just like, even now he'll just do things like single hit attacks, read your timing, back one, backdash if you whiff Sonic Fang, or just go around moving around, back one, down 4-2. This like they play single hit because a lot of Steve's stance stuff is more risky than it should be. Like they buffed it, but okay, like if you mash into this, you can get caught out. But it's like at the end of the day, if I'm sitting in a stance and just doing this all day, you could just do a Matterhorn and I'm dead. You know what I mean? And I would struggle to launch it because it's Steve. He doesn't got great punishes like to launch it, do million damage unless he's in rage. So yeah, like that's the thing with Steve is like he's a timing based character. He's like playing whack-a-mole. Like I'm gonna be doing the one with Geese as well, and this is like a thing I wanted to talk about a lot. Is like this is probably why Geese and Steve players actually play both the characters. They're very timing based. So yeah, this is why he's hard to fight online as well, because of timing. You have to pick up each other's timing when you're playing the Steve matchup. That's just how he is. So yeah, that's one thing. That's the big key thing I'd say: timing and playing passively and moving. Because there's no low mid mix up. It's buttons or no buttons, and that's why you need to move, because you count the buttons by moving and you can just launch them. That's why it's hard to fight online as well. And that's why a lot of people you'll see complaining about Steve online. But I think that's everything I've got to say about that. Unless you want to talk about punishes or anything, or if you're just done.
I think that was good enough. I feel like the punishers and stuff like that. Those are stuff that are pretty much there. People know. And if you don't, I mean, if you really want to go over like just maybe like the standing punishers.
Well, Steve's got like weird, like if you want to be high level Steve, there's actually weird things you can do with him that like you probably wouldn't know unless I told you.
Yeah.
Like that he struggles to punish. That like, and there's a lot of things that Steve players actually fall into habit of, like just doing 1-1-2 for everything. Is like people need to stop doing this. 1-1-2 for everything. This is like He's actually got really good like punishment now. Like this is plus. Do you know how plus this is on hit, Jay? Do you know how plus this is?
Go on. 19.
And guess what? Guess what is less than 19 frames, Jay? This is safe. So he gets a safe mix-up. This is safe. This mix-up is entirely safe. So he could do this or this.
Damn.
That's a mix-up. So like for minus 13, you should really just be doing this. And if you really want to like take liberties, you can just dash and do that. So yeah, like his punishment is really good. It's not really good, but it's better now than it used to be. He's got Sonic Fang for 14 frames. It'll also be a whiff punisher because it's got really long range. And it's quite suffocating. Like if you whiff something and you get Sonic Fang and then you get knocked down into other stuff. It's got forward 1+2. Forward 1+2. And also, if they stand up at the wall, so like hit by it and stand up, you get this.
Dang.
So yeah, so that's like the mix up as well. Yeah, he's got 2-1, which is like plus something stupid, like something stupid, like move forwards. It's plus 13 on hit, and he can go to peak, so you get a mix up as well. He can go to flicker. So yeah, he's got really good options, good pokes. I should have spoke about 2-1. There's a lot of things you can forget about Steve as well. So this is good poke as well because it's plus on block. But yeah, this is like a 12 frame. It's very plus, so you get mixed up afterwards. So yeah, people need to like this is the most damage, but you need to mix it up a bit in your punishment. If something's minus 12, sometimes go for this. If something's minus 13, sometimes go for this, even though it's less damage than that. If something's minus 15, definitely do this. If something's minus 17, launch it. So yeah, that's things that Steve players, they need to work on their punishment overall. I've seen, even me myself, I won't launch certain things because you just think, oh, this punishment's bad, let's just do 1-1-2. But yeah, that's something that I feel like I needed to speak about because it's quite important, especially when you're learning Steve. Because you'll be focusing on the timing and the offense, and you won't be thinking about the punishment. You'll be thinking like, his punishment's not that great, but you really do need to think about it.
What about his while-standing punishment? Oh, this is 13 frames. Yeah.
It's 11. This is like really good.
Oh, it's 11.
Yeah, and you know what's funny? Yeah, you know, you can actually do like minus 13 if you just do it instantly from standing like that. After you block something, you can actually do this as a minus 13. Like you can block a hop kick and do it, but that's like insane. But there's certain things that if you block, push back, like the Brian's down for 2-1, you can punch with this instantly, and it will punish it, or you can do 1-2. Like it could be 1-2, but that's like high level things that you can do. Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, I would wanna. I think this character, like, just listening to the way how you explain him very well. I feel like the while standing, is it 1-2? Yeah. This 11 frames is actually crazy because people that do mid-high moves, if you just stuck it quick like that.
Yeah, but Steve has this problem. They changed his wall standing 1+2. This used to be wall standing 1+2. So like against Elisa's chainsaws, you can't actually launch some of it. It's like stupid. It's like there's a bug where full crouch down for moves won't come out. And yeah, so you just get this, or you'd want to counter it with like that or something. Because this is also slow. Like this is an issue that Steve has, is that he doesn't have a launch until like minus 18. So like characters like weird things like Anna's Snake Edge, you won't be able to launch it because it's minus 17. So yeah, that's like when you're playing against Steve, think about that as well. Like if you're playing Anna, for example, you may as well down back 3 him. If he's not low parrying it on block, I'll stand 1+2. While standing 1-2 is not that bad to each. You know what I mean? So he can't launch minus 17 lows. Yeah, that's a good thing. That's a good thing to think about when countering Steve.
Alright, cool, man. Well, thank you very much, Marco, for the Teach Me Guide. This was a lengthy Teach Me Guide. You explained a lot of things I didn't even know of, like in here. So, you know, let the people know where they can find you on social media. You know, obviously they want to follow your content and stuff like that.
Yeah, my everything is basically ASAP Marko. Even my Twitter's ASAP Marko with no space or underscore anything. It's just ASAP Marko. My YouTube is ASAP space Marko. But I haven't really been making videos, but if people give me ideas, I'll make videos. But recently, I really haven't kind of lost inspiration for it. But if you want to just shoot me messages, and I'll try and make videos and explain some stuff. But that's mainly it. And on Twitch as well, I'm ASAP Marko. No space. Quite easy to find me. To be fair. Thank you, Jay, for having me on, man. Thank you.
No worries, man. No worries, Bridget. No worries. But yeah, no, thank you very much, man. Make sure you lot go follow him and go support him, man. He does play. I know he's been saying he's been losing a bit of inspiration, but that's because online's trash at the minute. So, you know, that's why we got to do things like this to kind of keep everyone, you know, at the high attention span of the game. So yeah, we're gonna move on to Geese. I'm just gonna close this one out, and then yeah, we'll move on to Geese in the next 2 minutes.